Never. Hello, 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 and welcome to Felix Ultimate. Hello, 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 and welcome to Felix Ultimate TV live analysis. I'm still getting the hang of going live, as you can see, as you can hear. Am I not turning off the feedback audio before I turn the mic on? Hey. Alright, just getting things set up now. We're going to look at the Hertfordshire game by request. The Portsmouth game is good, and I think it's alright filmed as well, the Portsmouth one. But seeing as this was quite short notice, I figure and there's not going to be a huge number of people watching, we'll go through the Hearts one. It might not have the same kind of quality filming, but we will be able to see what we can see. Okay. Alright, we got 5 viewers. Let's get the show on the road. Okay, hello everybody. You see, I've got a bit of a new layout, a few new things. We've got the number of viewers in the bottom left down here. Subscribers, donations. I've updated the webcam and the frame. When new people subscribe, you see something comes up here, and something pops up here as well. But we shall see that when it happens. How do you guys like the new frame and the new layout? It even says petersultimate.com up there. Look! My little cat. Just telling me she's a bit hungry. It's not her dinner time yet. Right, who have we got? Who have we got? Definitely prefer the top bit. Yeah, Aaron prefers the top bit. I agree. It's looking a bit. It's looking sleek. It looked like a child had made it yesterday. Jake, hey Jake, how you doing? Excellent, good feedback on that. So the yes, as a famous Twitch streamer, your opinion does mean a lot to me, Aaron. Indeed. I changed the subscribers thing from being 0 to 10 to up to 600. I want to just have it a bit like this, where it's just got a count on the number of subscribers. But it doesn't. I can't figure out how to do that at the moment, so I'm just having to always have a target, which isn't so bad, you know. It means people can see it fill up to the next 100 or whatever, be 1,000 before we know it. There's also there's a logo on this video down here, so I make that. Yeah, all right, nice. Now I'm gonna add a nice bit of music with that rather than just a jingle. We've still got the same GIF. I found a GIF that's a little bit more upbeat. I think I might like create GIFs as well by finding some sweet footage from past videos that I've made, and then yeah, just turning it into a GIF, so you get like a nice little actual, you know, frisbee clip surprise when you do it. I wonder if I can do multiple and have it randomized. That would keep it quite interesting. Yeah, or Jake Betson shooting stars GIF indeed. Okay. Alright, 7 viewers. Nice. Let's have a look at this here footage then. I need to turn the sound off. I was thinking maybe I turn the sound down really low. Ooh, that's really loud for me. I think I might have to turn my down as well. Yeah, how loud is that oops. How loud is the game audio for you? I play it like this. Is that acceptable? Is that acceptable or is it a bit loud? What do you reckon? I mean, the sound isn't going to be great. That's too loud for me. I'm turning my thing down. In fact, what I might do is actually make it really quiet in the editing software. How was the volume of the audio there for you guys? Or would you rather it just be totally off? Made it much quieter now. Any opinions? Or maybe you can't hear any audio. Let me know. Okay, let's have a look at the footage then. Right. So who have we got on the line here? Charlie Butt, Zach. Who's that? Oh, we can't really see. Footage is not the highest quality. You didn't hear anything. Okay, let me turn it up a little bit. Yeah, is that okay? I've moved the chat up so that it doesn't get in the way of that logo. That's probably something I need to bear in mind. If a lot of my videos have got the logo down there. All right, so I think I can see Aaron gesticulating, but Are we doing it quickly? Yeah, is this the game where we're disguising it? Okay, yeah, John's gone to the back. Yeah, I think it's disguised flex. Oh, Aaron just suddenly ran off. I was thinking that the front of a stack might be able to just cut under, get underneath Charlie here. Okay, so everyone's switched around. That's cool. Okay, it's right up the top of the screen now. Okay, I can see what someone's saying about the footage. Alright, it's hard to really tell what happened there, isn't it? That guy did a lot for him, didn't he? That guy with the yellow top. Let me just move this. It might make some weird noises, but hopefully it will reduce the background noise a little bit. It's 3 in Charlie's man marking. Okay. You see that video jumping? I don't know what's that about. What's that about? Alright. Oh, I remember this. I remember saying in this game that we were making scoring harder than it needed to be. So I think we got 2 deep cuts there at the same time, don't we? Yeah, is that Ivan going from there? So Ivan should be able to see that Zach is free. Because that separation Zach's got is good to throw to. If he can get it out. That would be, I mean, he's looking over the sidearm side. But yeah, Ivan's going as well. So should only have 1 cut at a time. If I was Charlie, I'd be getting that guy way out of the way. So actually, what Charlie's done here is he's led their best player slightly towards the end zone, and then brought him underneath into the middle of the field. When you're playing, I mean, this is the first point, so maybe we don't know how unbalanced the team is yet. But when you're playing against a team that's unbalanced, your job on offense sometimes is just to keep the best players away from the action. Make them frustrated that they can't help their team like they normally can. Okay, so Jake, you see Jake's pulling out of this cut here. Dom's going for it. That's cool. And it's just a throw go to Ivan. No. Okay, goes to Charlie and their best player, but it's a very accurate throw, so that's cool. We went in knowing Ernie was their best player by far. Yeah, so if we know that, then it's not too wise to try and score on their best player. You know, we should just try and avoid their best player. If we know he's the best. Cool, but nice catch, accurate throw. Okay. Good thing about this is I can fast forward any downtime. Right, there's our pool rolling towards. So what are they going to do? They're setting up their vert. And yeah. You see, who's 52? Is that? Oh, that's Will's shirt, but it's not Will. Do you know? So we surround a little bit. Jake's at the back. The guy cuts hard under to the break side from the back. Zach does fast feet, but gets turned, but then decides not to follow him. So I think maybe you can, yeah, you should either commit 100% to it or leave it 100%. Obviously, loads of different stuff happens, so it's hard to do, you know, to make all the small movements right. But I think, yeah, Jake's slows up a little bit actually, because Zach makes that move. But then Zach goes back, which he probably should have stayed back in the first time. But hey, it's good to look around. Oh, it's Harry. 52's Harry. Okay. Okay, so Jake's guys come under. Ernie has gone deep from the front and picked up Charlie. Jake's guy now cuts across the front, which should probably be an open pass. Yeah, I mean it's hard to mark someone coming from the back to the break side and then across to the front corner to the open side. Hey Dom, hello. Ernie's managed to shake off Charlie a little bit too easily. Yeah, no, Charlie switches. Yeah, and yeah, Zach takes him. That's really nice. That's really nice, actually. Yeah. What am I talking about? Shaking off too easy. We're a team. We've got teammates helping us out. Could Aaron actually peel off and stop that open side cut from Jake? Asks Zach. From Jake's mark. Yeah, potentially. Yeah, he would need eyes. He would need a lot of eyes. But yeah, it's definitely at this point here, it's more efficient for Aaron to take that mark because he's going towards him, and then for Jake to just come back in and sandwich a stack. Yeah, well spotted. However, it's very difficult for Aaron to be able to see that. Okay, so I love it. Ernie's marked by Harry. It looks like. And then he's like, oh, maybe I'm free. And then he starts going to do, no, he's marked by Charlie. And then he's like, okay, I'm sold out this poach. And he comes under and he's marked by Zach. And he's like, alright, they switched. And then he goes open side and he's marked by Aaron. And now he goes deep again. Yeah, and Aaron communicates immediately. Brilliant. I think Zach's doing really good here as well. Yeah, you can see Zach in the background here, just tightening up on the stack. Getting right in there. Yeah. That movement is critical. Getting in front of them to actually like stop their option rather than hanging out behind them. Maybe Aaron can see that. I don't know whether there's anything else, but maybe Aaron could see that and back away a little bit earlier. But yeah, I mean, fraction of a second, and he's on it and communicating whilst he's doing it. I love that. Picking people up and pointing to the person that you're leaving or the other person that you know exists as a threat. That's really cool. And is that Chris on the far side here, whose man gets the disc? Yeah, Chris should tighten up. Like, we should be smelling blood at this point. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so that guy moves on 6. And all the rest of the time, look at the thrower. He doesn't look like he's got any options. He's just going through the motions of faking. Yeah, like as soon as that's not on, as soon as this one's not on there, yeah, that should be like. I mean, this guy knows that's when he moves, but we should all be like, right, time to kill. Yeah, their flow has stopped, and all that. Like their first 2 options, they've looked at as stuffed. So yeah, we should clamp down. And that's a product of all the great switching that we've done downfield. That's what we do. We get the stall count higher. That is the tangible aim. Stop a few of their options, get the stall count higher. Defense is always kind of an uphill struggle, isn't it? You have to try and get the smallest gains, and the smallest gains are often just getting the stall count 1 or 2 seconds higher. But when it does get high, then as a team you all need to tighten up and you all need to know that the stall is high, because that's your chance for getting the D. Potentially that'll be the only chance of getting the D in that point in the game. Okay, and he gets it, throws. Harry almost gets the D. Pick. Yeah. So yeah, pick happens over here. Pick's a funny rule because I think at this point it makes sense for Harry to actually mark that guy going under, but Jake gets picked with the guy that Harry's marking. The pick's a funny rule because it depends on the strategy you're playing on defense. You know, if you choose to mark somebody and then you have to go through somebody to get to them, then that's a pick. Like, or if you choose to be open side, you know, then and they walk in a certain way, then you have to walk into someone else because you want to be open side, you know. And what you want to do, how you want to mark, your strategy decision shouldn't be something that can stop the game. You know, in an ideal kind of, you know, logical kind of scenario. But in reality, the way that everyone's kind of learnt is that you don't have to worry about running into people, and you're not allowed to set it up so people might run into people. So if pick was taken out, it'd be really dangerous because people would be setting up picks and running so that their defender would have to go around people and stuff, and yeah, there'd probably be some collisions and stuff. But I don't think that pick is a. I don't know. I'd like it if there weren't any picks, but for that to not be dangerous, everyone would have to have like much better field awareness and like understanding of team strategy as well. Okay, look, you see this guy with his hand in the air. That means he's setting the stack. So he's probably going to stand still and then on a high stall cut to the break side, or like, yeah, he'll be stood still up until the high stall basically, and then he might provide a get out option. What is this thrower looking at? Okay, he fakes over there. And then he just throws across the fours to the open side, where Harry got beat. I think Harry's too tight here. He's just able to get around him in a couple of steps. Whereas if he was a bit looser, then he'd force him to go out over here where Aaron is. Dropped it. Second time he was beat easy, yeah. Let me see what hang on, just doing some technical stuff. I'll play this so that you can watch it while I do my technical stuff. Okay. Let's rewind this. Video's a bit choppy today. Let me change the priority of Premiere. Priority high. Okay. Hopefully, the computer will care more about the video now. And Charlie's free, but yeah, I don't like that stance. I don't like that stance. This is the old Chris. I know he does power stance a lot more now, but that's kind of just like turning your back to Charlie, and then Charlie's just like left, like, what do I do now? Like no communication, and oh, I hate the head turn away clear out as well. Sad times. Let's have a look at these backhand takers. Oh, it's off the screen. There was a Reddit post recently about why the throwers hold the disc in their other hand before they throw. Just do clap catch, nice. Oh no, why zoom? Don't need to. Okay, cool. Good facing infield from Jake as soon as he gets it. I think everyone will shout on your name then. My keyboard's quite loud, isn't it? I was thinking about getting a like quiet keyboard, specifically quiet keyboard. It's nice timing. Let's do that again. So yeah, wide pivot to get the disc off to line going backwards. Inward turning so you can see all your players immediately. Looking back at Jake first. Jake just cuts break side. Controversial. I thought you were going to go for the around. Like, you step there and that moves the force a bit, and then do the hard work. That's definitely the hard way to do it. I think maybe if you step back here, if you like just step back to like this direction, then you'll be able to maybe loop it around. But hey, it works. It works. You're back again. Hello, Aaron. Yeah, Dom sees the catch and just goes open side. Times it well, so Jake can just catch and smoothly go into the throw. Nice low release. Timing is a little bit off with the cut from the back. So what is that, Charlie? You see the disc in the air, you should be setting your cut up now, yeah? So these guys should be like taking a step to the open side or whatever to set up their cut. And then he turns, and then that's when Charlie makes a move, but he makes a move to the far side. The hammer. I mean, he's free. But what does Dom see? Dom sees Harry, I think, going across the end zone. He's a little bit late and a little bit, he's not committing. So, fake. Is that Zach? Oh, Chris. Yeah, it's Chris. Yeah. So if you watch Chris's movement here, he waits for the right time. Yeah, he's chilling, and then he gets eye contact with Dom. Gets it again. So he's moving totally relative to when the thrower's looking at him. Massive travel. You think? Okay, Aaron doesn't think it's a massive travel. Foot drags after release. I've got bad flexibility, can't hold the pivot for long. Oh, so the who is multi-rude man? Is that? I wonder who that is. So let's see whether this is the travel. I mean, from your discussion, it probably was. It's a tiny travel. When you actually release it, you've maybe travelled like 2 or 3 inches. Okay, so there's a stoppage over there. Ah, it's Chris. Oh no, hang on. Multi-rude man has to be Chun-Li. Lamau. Definitely Ivan. Hello, Lewis. Good to see you. Lots of stoppage stuff. Alright, this is coming in. Are we in ego here? Yeah, Aaron and Dom ego. Okay, Chris was doing his stutter cutting. Yeah, if you watch Chris, he like goes forward and then back and then forward. But it's good. It just shows a good connection with Dom because yeah, he sees that fake, so he goes forward. So if Dom steps over, he can just throw it straight to him. Dom steps over and he actually fakes something else, maybe to Jake. I don't know what he's faking there. That could maybe that's not a purposeful fake, but that makes Chris stop being like, oh, not going to go to me, and then it's like, oh, okay, he hasn't done that one, so now I need to offer him it again. and then he steps over again and throws. And then Jake with the cheeky score in front of the end zone. Let's see how Jake sets up this cut. Yeah, so this is a good time to move. Yeah, as the other person, as the person that can potentially throw to you is going to turn. Yeah, just as they're about to catch the disc, that's when Jake's starting to move. So he catches it. This guy's going to react, because if this guy's disc watching at all, which he is, yeah, especially when the disc's in the air, that's when people turn and look at it as well. So it's really nice to time it like this. So he's taking a cheeky little peek at the disc. Okay, Jake starts to move and he turns back and oh no, I've been beaten to the open side. Chris catches it and turns, and what does he see? He sees Jake accelerating and this guy not accelerating. Yeah, so this is the biggest difference in acceleration that you get just when you start, basically. I don't know, maybe he doesn't fancy pivoting out for that backhand. Maybe he didn't like the angle of the separation, but it doesn't matter because this guy's already beat. So Jake reacts to the fact that Chris hasn't stepped out for the around. Is Chris looking at Dom still? Yeah, because it's ego, right? Yeah. So Jake reacts and changes direction, and then Chris sees Jake, steps out, and easy. Nice work. This guy could have got a D. So maybe Aaron, maybe come into the back of the stack when you clear out. Inside or outside pivot? Yeah, so you pivoted around the outside, but a lot of the time, yeah. I mean, if the disc doesn't force you to have to do it, so what we're saying is that instead of turning around this way to actually catch it and turn around, like staying facing Dom, basically. Because at the moment here you got your back to Dom, who is the #1 person to look at because he just threw it to you, which means Dom can't just go through with his cut. He has to like try and set something up, and now you come around and now you're looking at him. Yeah, but it would have been potentially quicker to like go towards it, even snatch it and turn around this way, facing over here. Sometimes the disc leads you out to the other side, and you have to kind of catch it going around, and it leads you around. But a lot of the time, you can choose to either go towards it and turn in, or to go with it and turn around. I'll zoom out. I want to see the flex. Oh, there's Des. Oh, looked like Des was doing some good stuff. It's just a bit more zoomed out. Okay, that guy shouldn't be that free. Like, I also can't hear any shouting, so we've messed up, but we've messed up silently. Obviously, we don't know how we messed up, but thank God that he just clears out. Oh, my cut didn't get the disc. Better clear back into the stack. He could have easily gone over here and got the disc. And then they all bunch up together. So immediately we should be like, right, 3, here we go. Like, that's, Des comes right in. Yeah, like, we can just use the space a lot better than this. As soon as we even see them going together like that, that's like terrible offense. It's a good vertical stack, but it's terrible against flex. It's exactly what we want them to do. So as soon as your person you're marking moves towards someone else on their team, then connect with your teammates and surround. But instead, Harry doesn't move. Zach looks like he's still doing 1-to-1, and Desmond just kind of comes running through. Desmond's pointing, and then they dump it anyway. And we've got Ernie over here. Oh yeah, Charlie's just man marking Ernie, isn't he? Yeah, I like that. I like that ability in flex to just have 6v6 and 1v1. Harry Ogden cinematography, right? Yeah, it's Harry Ogden filming.
be a hammer. Probably some ego. Yeah, probably. With Jake and Dom, that's going to be ego.
Is the chat staying on the stream? Does the chat stay on the screen long enough, or like does it stay on too long? What's your opinions about the chat on the screen? Should be able to make that throw. Like, and that's enough separation that it's a bit of a pain to ask Dom to have to go all the way back past him. Oh, that was my cat. Sorry, Ree, you got to sit down so I can see the screen. Okay, but he does. He falls over and still manages to go past him. Okay, cool. When did Chris cut? He started quite early. But it's alright, I quite like that. I mean, Jake is kind of getting free up the line. And so Chris kind of cuts. My cat just sneezed. And so Chris kind of cuts into the space that Jake was going for. But if you're sure that you can be free when you do it, then why not? You'd like it a little longer. Okay, let me change that chat setting. Should be able to do it pretty quickly. Yeah, there we go. Settings. Alright. Got it a little bit longer now. If it wasn't involved in the chat, then you'd read it. Yeah. Jake thought it was just about right. Okay. Jake stops when he sees Dom pivot to throw, which stops his man pushing if they do, which is pretty sick. Yeah. That is true. That does happen. Yeah, Jake reacts to the situation, so he's looking. He sees Dom step out, and he's like, "Well, that can't be for me, right?" Yeah, because they don't have eye contact, so he stops to make sure that this guy doesn't go running in there. Creating space. And Chris was good to cut there because I was quite disconnected. Disconnected. I wouldn't use the word disconnected necessarily, because there's only a disconnection because Dom's not looking at you, I guess. Like in terms of positioning, that's connected, but in terms of actual, teamwork, mental connection, or whatever, communication connection, then yeah, you're a bit disconnected from Dom at that moment because he looked over there. Chris, it was cool. Chris got free. It's good. Aaron Belden pull. So he does the old stepping with your left foot behind your right, going forward, pulls the disc back. Yeah, pretty good. Could maybe rotate the shoulders a bit more, get that arm kind of coming up above you, like Joe Winder does. Maybe. If Dom and Jake were any closer to the end zone, it would be a bad cut. If Dom and Jake were any closer to the end zone, it would be a bad cut. Yeah, because Jake would be able to score right in the front, but because there was a gap, then you were able to score at the front quite quickly. Jake thinks we need to cut out of stack to score anyway. I think we should keep it as an option for sure. I think if you're going to cut out the stack, though, be free. Like the point of the stack is that it creates all the space down the side. So if you're going to go into the space, you've got to be free. Otherwise, you've just like taken away a huge amount of space, that like a huge percentage of the space we have available, and you haven't created any space. That's the thing with vert stack. In hex, it's okay to cut and not be free because you're creating space where you were, so it's always a positive. But in vert, if you cut and you're not free, then you're not creating any space where you were. You're just taking it up where you're going to. Ego, once we get up the line, cut. I often would like a cut from the stack to go. Yeah, definitely. If you catch the disc up the line, then you're facing forward, so it's good for the stack just to cut out. And if you go break side as well, that's where you're most likely to be free. And that defender's probably trying to, still thinking about the give go, and the defenders can't stop give go and break. It'd be easy for the ego handler to recognise if a good cut is going to come from the stack. Yeah, as we did. The pool goes a little high, Aaron thinks. Yeah, I mean, it's not. Where was the wind? I think it was into the wind a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it is coming back a tiny bit. It's not going forward, that's for sure. Like if the disc comes down and lands and doesn't move, then you've judged the height of it and everything really well. Like that indoors, they're pulling indoors, getting it to then drop into the end zone and then like just slide where it is. So like incredibly accurate and difficult. Right, are we disguising this flex? Are we flexing? What are we doing here? There's 4 of them really close together, and like I want us to have shape. I want us to have defensive shape here. Like it's so weird that Charlie's in the middle here. Oh, because he's doing the 1v1 again. Okay, that's fine. And then the shape is with these guys. Is that Ivan? Yeah, it's getting sold under a bit. But I think, yeah, Dom Steps had to stop the huck. So I think maybe this guy's free. No, he comes under, and then he goes. And I think this is a realistic. I think he is actually going to huck it, and Dom thinks so too. So kind of lays out, and then he's like, okay, now I've got the big huck. There's communicating. Now he's got loads of space for the flick. Ciao. And at that point, we should take note of his number and know that he's going to be taking on the long shots. So mark people differently when he has the disc. However, it's not a successful one because Aaron's holding the disc. Oh, my cat's attacking me. Yes, good. Well, it's better to have some footage than no footage, right? Oh, did he catch it and go out the pitch? Okay. And then Chris was free. Yeah. Getting a few yards here. Could potentially just carry on going for this space and work the disc around in an unpredictable way, but it's all much in the same. Okay, so Chris gets it, smashes it deep. Yeah, Harry's watching the play. Don't know what happened. Yeah, Aaron probably did, yeah. Probably skied layout deed that kid. I can't see. Oh, he's not going to look at the stack. Who would look at that stack in this point? It's the zoom, man. We need to zoom out. Anyone else get any warning bells there? I got a warning bell just because Zach's like on this guy and then suddenly Aaron's on this guy, and then we got 2v1. So I'm thinking someone's going to be free. Is there someone over here? This is a bit of a nervous cat, isn't it? Doesn't really look like he's sure about that. Like his head's putting him back from cutting. But yeah, the guy's not looking at him, so. Yeah, it's hard to really see what's going on. But I did think there was a 2v1 for a while there. Yeah, there must have been because Zach's just gone in. So just gotta be careful of that. Okay, something else happened. Yeah, I think that Huck was too bladey, Chris. Jake thinks that in the flex we always forget open side and break side. We should just stop the first cut and then give them the second. Yeah, open side and break side. We should just stop their first cut and then give them the second. So if they cut break side first, they get the open side easy. I mean, it's tricky. You know, if someone cuts under to the break side and then goes open side, like if they only take a step or two under to the break side and then go open, then you could potentially switch and have the other guy at the front of the stack on the open side take them. But if they go 4 or 5 steps and then they go open side, you know, maybe they do just get the disc. Maybe they just get the disc in front of where the disc is. They haven't gained very much, and we're still marking the stack. We're still surrounding the stack. You know, so I think that's okay. Like you can put pressure on everything, but you know you can't stop absolutely everything. Let's have a look. Yeah, frisbee. If I was in a position to switch open side with Ivan, if he called it, okay. That's why I always asked to play man points sometimes, so it reminds people. Yeah. It's good to switch up playing like more manny and more zoney flex, just so everyone has both the kind of like hard one-to-one marking and the whole field awareness that they're practicing. We do ask a lot of ourselves mentally. You know, teams that just do one-to-one marking don't have as much to think about as we do. So, you know, don't be surprised if you get some mental fatigue, especially towards the end of the game, and actually then you're not able to preempt the opponent's moves and stuff as well. Flex is tiring mentally and physically. My cat is tightly attacking me. Rue, I'm not sure you should be rolling around on my desk attacking me. Aw, she just wants my attention. Alright. Poaching in the lane. Poaching in the lane isn't great because it sends a false signal to everyone else. Like it basically means if you're marking someone and you see there's a poacher in the lane, if they go towards that lane, you don't mark them as tightly because you're like, oh, okay, the poacher's got that. But then, you know, who do you then pick up? Do you pick up the person the poacher was marking? Like, in which case that's like a switch, right? It can lead to, if you don't mark that guy as tightly, then you're kind of in space, and then someone else sees their man cut to that space, and then they don't mark their man as tightly because they're going towards you and you're in space. And basically there's like a chain reaction that happens of just loose marking until the other team just have everybody free, basically. So yeah, poaching kind of leads to flex breaking down. So I recommend just, you know, widening your sandwich or preemptively switching or preempting a switch. You know, always have sandwiching or switching in mind rather than poaching in a lane, you know. Or, you know, if you're pretty sure the disc is going to go, then that's an excuse to ignore sandwiching and switching and just go for the block. But then when it doesn't come, then you got to go back to sandwiching and switching, or one-to-one, you know, whichever's appropriate. Definitely need to hit Desmond there, Aaron says. Let's see. Oh, Okay, right. Okay, there's Dom. Thanks to Chris. We're all downfield of the disc. We should have a lot more people behind and parallel to the disc, or perpendicular to the disc. Okay. Okay, I'll fast forward this bit. Can you guys hear any audio from the game? And if so, is it annoying? What's this big discussion about? Well, we'll never know, will we? Okay, looks like this is coming in. I heard a bit earlier. Yeah, let me just turn it up a tiny bit. Turn it up in here. Just so that you can maybe hear a little bit. You hear that? Jake talking. Okay, so we're near enough the end zone to do ego now, aren't we? We should definitely go into ego immediately after a stoppage when the disc is that close. And we have. Nice.
Dom, he's going to throw it to Chris for the score. Not the score, but ego. That's lovely.
That's cool. He didn't throw to Aaron's cut. I like that we got organised nice and quick here. Is that Chris hanging out a bit here? Maybe Chris has won the ego, isn't he? That's why it's hanging out outside the stack. Yeah, Aaron does well to kind of shake his man off and cut because he's free. Dom just fakes it early, his break side. And then, yeah, Aaron clears out. Chris again reacts to what the thrower is doing at just the right time. Yeah, so he just puts it back to Dom. Does Dom do a give go move on this? Yeah, no, he just throws and then runs very quickly. If you're able to master the technique of stepping out, you know, and throwing and then running, you know, in the same movement, then get even freer up the line. Oh dear me, I can't. That offside? It's hard to tell where that cone is. Yeah, good half of our team offside there. It's highest you've ever jumped, Chris. Highest you've ever jumped. Wow. Wow. Okay. And then we've got the offside pull. Yeah, let's try and be onside every pull at National. Set an example. Do it right, as they say. Okay. Yeah, we're just flexing. Doing it pretty good. So Dom takes that open side under, and then he goes break, or he goes to the far side, so he just leaves him. Wheel points, Dom points. Lots of pointing, I like it. And then they throw it to the floor. Classic flex defense. What are we doing? 3 at the back? And a clump of people downfield? Or is it... what is it? Not sure what that was. Quite hard to see, isn't it? Really dark. Aaron goes for the conversion. Yeah, I wonder why that happened though. Like, I think he's got an option early that he's not looking at. He's outward pivot. So here, I'd be, before I catch it, I'd be thinking of throwing to Zach. Yeah, like pretty much facing where Zach's gonna go. If you just catch and pop it up in front of you, then Zach can get it here. You can carry on running to just score over here because your guy won't have any clue. Sometimes you just got to pull that trigger. Yeah, I'm sure it's a high stall. And so you look up. There is Chris. It's an early fake that isn't realistic. Like, you don't pump the fake, so that should be like a slow step to just aim to just float the disc out here. Yeah, just aim for the easy. If there's no defenders, then I could just throw it really slowly, really far in front. It'd be really nice. You behave like that, and then if the defenders stop you, then you take what they've given you. So that was potentially on. If you had faked it properly, then that defender might have committed and made Chris free coming back. Zach has got a bit close there, which is blocking some of your options. And then he goes into the stack. Looks like you've got Jake and Dom behind coming up to help. Jake wants to cut now, so you're looking over at Jake, and he puts in his step, but then he realises you've looked away. And so I think Jake's looking over there as well. So it's a case of where are you focusing, I guess. Stop the run because he just turns away. Yeah, it's actually stopped there. In fact, yeah, it's actually stopped. Maybe be the dump, you know, because that's the position you're closest to. Yeah, so maybe just go back to that position over there. But yeah, Jake wants to cut. He's kind of setting up his cut there, but then it's not on because Aaron's looking back downfield. So if you've seen something that's caught your eye, is it Charlie looking for the hammer? Is that what you're looking for? Well, it is now. But it feels like after that first one should have been a proper big step out fake, and then you should maybe have stepped inside and possibly popped it to Zach coming back. You know, if you had pivoted over and engaged Zach, could have easily got the disc off here. And then neither of those are on, so then initiate the further back dumps. Jake's ready for it, but he doesn't get looked at. So he somehow, how far does that guy travel? Like, that guy moves like 1 meter when Jake moves 5. So Jake somehow manages to get free for a get out in here, but you've already got eyes for Charlie. Puts his hand up. YOLO! Charlie was, okay, Charlie was calling for vert stack, but then points to the brake side for the hammer when the stall's high. Yeah, pointing to the brake side for a hammer when the stall's high is fine. It's a tricky one because that's, you know, obviously Ernie's very good and there's not much separation there. You know, but any disc to the brake side is good on a high stall. I like that people signify that it's a conversion. Yeah, so I think, yeah, focus on those players that are near you that you can definitely get the disc to, and get distracted by looking to the end zone. Forget about the end zone, isn't it? That's a good idea. Yeah, you do score the field goal. Nice work. Did that guy have to go out of the park to get it? Okay, so we're flexing. Charlie's, I like this. It makes it quite clear that he's 1-to-1. However, we've got 3 at the front now and only 1 guy here. But that's because they just keep cutting under from the back, isn't it? So he comes under, and then he just clears back into the stack tamely. But what they do, they've done 2 cuts. So this guy's gone to take this guy away, and now he cuts under as well. But Zach just reacts because this guy clears out so tamely. Zach can then go and take the second cut, and then a third guy comes here, and Dom comes in. That's brilliant. So Dom gets led in a little bit by this guy going under, and then Chris reacts well by going to cover the deep. Yeah, as he sees Dom's leaving the deep, Chris fills in. That's excellent. And then Dom's in a position to run in and get a D on that. That's really nice flex. I might actually make a note of that because that's just a nice little sequence of play. Good flexing. Yeah, the repositioning, the adjustment. If the team isn't used to flex, then whoever's in Dom's position wouldn't commit in on either of these two cuts, and definitely wouldn't get the D. You know, that's how flex breaks down with teams that haven't done it much, or teams that think it's a zone, is the people at the back hang out at the back too much. And Chris should actually be tightening up here as well. But yeah, that's great. Like, it's really good that Chris repositions cover like that. Nice flexing. Harry seems disconnected and disc-watchy. That's Harry. A bit slowly. Yeah. His movements aren't relative to what these people are doing. Like, what he should be doing is be on this guy and also be looking at this guy, because it's basically either of those two come towards him, he should be getting them. But instead, he's just drawn to the disc a bit. Yeah, but that'll take time. We should do the triple sandwich drill more, so that people can get used to dealing with containing 3 people, or 4 people, or 5 people. Harry comes across to the open side well, tightens up at the right time. Ideally, in that Harry would be in a less important position. Open side under. I suppose, yeah, that is where like a lot of the cuts are going to be trying to go, isn't it? The open side under. So you might want a bit more experience there, but the experience can really help on judging whether to commit to break side cuts or reading the disc deeps as well. So all the positions are important in different ways. Harry's very athletic, so maybe actually you want him to be in the kind of kitchen on that open side where all the action's going on, because it's not going to be a break side throw that, like, open side under. If they get an open side under pass, that won't kill us. It'll be the big break, or it'll be the huck that can, you know, lead to flow afterwards. He's looking at the disc rather than the stack. Yeah, if the cut comes from behind him, he gets beat. Yeah, I think he was focusing a little bit on the disc, and he didn't look like he was, you know, counting the people that were left in the stack and knowing, right, I'm on 2 people with that defender helping me. Jake thinks the open, break, under, and deep need to be the more experienced. Okay, yeah, those three positions are the main ones. Yeah, so it's those 3. I remember you saying this before. Actually, you got 5 in the stack. You got the open side under, break side under, deep, and then you got 2 basically on either side. And as the people cut out, those 2 basically close in and just mark the people remaining in the stack. I think I remember you saying that before. What happens? Did Dom tread on his toe or something? Yeah, I think he's treading on his toe. There. Ouch. Thing is, you have to be readjusting constantly anyway, so everyone is able to know how to play everywhere. Yep. For us to play perfect D, everyone needs to know everything. Right, how is that so easy? Why is that guy positioned on that side? I don't know how that's occurred. Maybe he wanted to go on that side. Can you hear the game sound, by the way? Can you hear the wind? Yeah, Tom just one little step, push, and then open side for a flat sidearm. Nice and easy. I think Dom's just going to do Boston again. Oh, right. So he thought that he was going to cut break side or whatever. He thought he could predict our play. Easy. Okay. It's gone 5 o'clock. I'm not even halfway through the footage. So I just do last point. Yeah, I'll just do last point, and then we can resume this in Mohawks live stream number 4 coming soon. So last point. We pull to them. Got Ivan tight on dump, Aaron on force. Oh, I wish we were on the stack. Oh. Is that Zach? Yeah. So it's happened a few times where someone's run out, and Zach, you've been turning and then following them, and like you're quite close, but in Division 1 Nationals game, that's just going to be they're going to catch a pass. Okay. So one of the benefits of doing flex is that you're able to actually get in front of them and stop them. You're able to commit more to actually stopping them going where they want to go and being in front of them the whole time. Because if they go the other way, you've got help. Yeah. So it's not like 1-to-1, where actually if you stop something massively, then they can beat you hugely the other way. You can actually afford to kind of stand off them a bit, you know, and guard that space and get to the space first, and then force them to have to run somewhere else because they're going to run towards a teammate of yours. I'll just let that ring out. Last point. Okay. So yeah, I mean they drop it anyway. But that, yeah, does that make sense, Zach? Just something I noticed the last couple of analysis things we've done. Chris doing his hair. Let's just have a look at that. Doing his hair. Nice. How does it look? Kind of like a 70s greasy quiff type thing. Like, can imagine him riding a motorcycle. Okay. I don't know what we were doing on offense. You know, is this 3-person? Is it hex? If it's hex, then we're super keen. We're over keen on pushing up. You know, if it's hex, then the back should be over here. The hat should be like here. Yeah, but quite often what will happen is the 2 backs will get bored and they'll push forward a bit, and it makes it a bit crowded. We get it in the middle. As soon as that disc is in the air, if you're playing hex, as soon as that disc is in the air, then as this person, you have to choose which side is the wide channel and run to that. Yeah. Otherwise, you end up surrounding the disc. You don't want to be there. You know you don't want to be there. Oh, that's spicy. Is that Harry catching it? Or is it Dom? Treading on their toes again. Okay, yeah, sometimes get mixed up which way is best to turn. Yeah, okay. I try and position myself so that I turn so that I'm on the open side still. You know, it's me, them, and then at the disc there's then the thrower and then the force on the other side. So if they're running straight at me, so if it's like a force flick and I'm marking the front of the stack, then I'd rather rotate anti-clockwise. Yeah, if they're coming straight at me. If I rotate clockwise, then they beat me to the open side and they can peel off towards the sideline. The disc could lead them out over there. Whereas if I go the other way, then I'm kind of sandwiching them. They have to make a tight angle. I prefer that. So we're doing it in sync. 3-4 with a bit of hex. Yeah, that was 3-4. Oh, yeah, it was because we had the 3 at the back. In that position, I'm leaning off the screen, aren't I? In that position, you want to be sidestepping both the player and the thrower in your vision. Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to turn your back to the thrower. Yeah. And you can afford to get in a position where you don't need to turn unless, you know, they're properly cutting like away from the stack. And yeah, if you increase that buffer between you and them, then in the time it takes them to close it down, you can be backing off, and then it's like 10 yards before they can even run past you. And Jake faces directly into the field. Yeah, I try and start. Oh yeah, that's actually a good way of thinking about it. When I turn, I try and face towards the center of the field rather than the sideline. Let's just see this toe stamping drama. Yeah, there it is. Look at that vicious stab. Oh, nasty. Okay. What's this? Where's this guy? What's he doing? Okay, yeah. Dom's like, what's that guy doing there? Where's the free pass? What is going on? What happened? Okay, so he looks around and like, I guess that's not on. There's got to be another defender. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, there's no other defender. Maybe whoever was over here just didn't look like they're ready to catch it. Or maybe Dom didn't want to lose the yards? I don't know, it seems weird. Okay, and now he looks back. This guy, this guy's causing some troubles. Is that the line? I've got a feeling the line might be in front of the white line. When following them from out of the stack, you're running backwards. When they start running, they cut hard. You have to turn 180 instead of 90. I think in that position you want to be sidestepping. Yeah. Yeah, so if your back is to the thrower and they're running at you, then you're running backwards, and then when they get past you have to turn 180. Yeah. So pick a side earlier. Yeah, shepherd them towards where you want them to go. Don't let them dictate which side they're going to go on you. And you want them to go towards your teammates. Zach's dump, and he wasn't passed to. I was losing it, faking to his imaginary friend. No, I think Zach must be behind him. Okay, that's a goal. Alright. That will be, that's the conclusion of the third Mohawks stream. Any feedback, let me know. I didn't get whether you could hear the game sound or whether that volume was good. I like this little counter we got down here now. I think this looks quite snazzy too, if I say so myself. And this frame's definitely much better, isn't it? Yeah, any feedback, any suggestions or anything, let me know. Thank you all for watching. Oh, if you're watching, yes, thank you, Charlie. Awesome. If you're watching, can you take a selfie of yourself watching stream? Just, you know, something where you can see the screen in the background, and then see you and where you're watching it. If you're watching it together with someone else, get both in there. And yeah, well, the exit screen is going to be a compilation of all the selfies that you guys send me. So I've already got 3 or 4, I think, and I've put them on the exit screen. So that is what you're going to see now when I switch off the stream, or when I go to a stream ending screen. I think you should add something that pops up when somebody likes the video. I don't know if I can. I haven't seen the option of likes popping up, but I'll look into it. I think the more stuff that pops up, the better. Obviously, the more popular it is, and when it goes public, we'll have a lot more things popping up. So yeah, cheers for watching. Send me selfie of you watching if you can, and I'll probably see most of you in a couple of hours at City Training. If not, then I'll do another stream next week on the second half of this game. Alright, catch you later.